Hey everyone, let's try this and see how this works. Ever since we've been in Egypt, it's been in the past difficult to do lives, and that is part of the reason I refrained from doing them. Uh, so much is going on. It's very exciting, and we're all very busy, as all of you know, and we are in the most glorious, auspicious, divine times ever. And, these in any human's life and in ours, these are unprecedented times. So it's very, very beautiful, very great what is occurring in the world. This is it. And so it's happening now. So we're keeping just so busy, Femka and I, and all of you as well. And we're watching um, the global world events, the transitioning with the Ascension. It's in full fledged force, exponentially, if you will. It's growing, and it's just amazing to watch the light emanating all over the globe and exposing the darkness and cleaning it up. So, just such glorious times. So, how am I doing, everyone? We're going along pretty good here, I guess. So, this is about twin flames and the importance in this now about divine unions, divine couples, and of course, twin flames. So, having said this, I did a short live several days ago. However, again, it was not, let's say it was glitchy. So I'm trying it here again, and we'll see what occurs with this. Uh, the importance of I'll get right into this. Yeah, thanks, Nicole. You've been waiting for 20 years. Yeah, some have been, waiting such a long time for this, and yeah, it's happening. Yeah, great. Thanks. Woo! Yeah, awesome. So let's get into this. Originally there are 12 original twin flame pairs that are incarnated uh, in physical form upon the surface at this time. And there is one um, twin flame pair, if you will, that is in the astral or in the divine higher realm. That is, it's there for other reasons. However, I won't get into what the other pair uh, is there for. It's more so about on the surface and what's occurring. So, with this, there are 12 original creator pairs, mother and father. They are masculine and feminine, divine, original twin flame pairs. And because one reason all energy is, especially in these lower realms, is feminine and masculine. And there's no getting around that. And there's no getting around that with this ascension, as we know. So that is a constant for now. In the future, where some of you go, you can say it's more androgynous, and individuals now can say they are androgynous uh, in that energetic respect. However, we have so many variations of ones out there, and in their um, let's say in their soul essence and their the aspect of their soul at this time is, how will I put this? I'm looking for a better explanation. Let's just say we have a wide variation of ones, and we all converge and together at the higher points, which we're going rapidly toward, and everyone is doing absolutely correct what they are divinely supposed to be doing. And, if they get a little bit off track, there is the divine guidance to assure that they do stay on track. So, we have incarnated upon the surface the 12 original pairs. Now, these are very powerful creators when they are together, and they are strategically, geographically spaced around Gaia. And one of the reasons for this is because of uh, during the Helios Gamos, or their intimacy and their lovemaking, there is a huge amount of energy that is put out into reality, which changes the polarity of things. But it is a great energy that affects all of Gaia, all of reality. So, having said this, it's divinely governed. We have the knowledge within, but we also have what you may wish to call the higher divine realm, which is overseeing this as well. So it is correct to say that for the original twin flame pairs and all consecutive pairs, that your higher self is also your guide. So you can say your energetic divine self, but you can also say it's the Elohim for the 12 original pairs and a lot of the subsequent pairs that are your guides. But we are those as well. We are the Elohim, if you will. And if that resonates with you, then that means you know that is for you. So we have our guides in this process to assure, to divinely assure that everything gets done correctly and that it gets done in divine timing. Um, so there is the overall divine plan, the ascension plan for the planet that um, the divine couples, the twin flame pairs, they only advance incrementally with the divine plan and with the vibration of the surface. So when the vibration overall of Gaia and the collective is risen, then the twin flame pairs advance even more and are allowed to emit even more energy out during the love making process. And one of the reasons why it's done incrementally is because the current vibration, especially when there was a lot of fear, it to have a huge amount, a huge polarity of love to come into a polarity of fear, it causes chaotic things. So it is governed and kept in check by the overall divine plan, and it's assured that incrementally uh, the original twin flame pairs only interact at prescribed times that are divinely prescribed, is what I need to say with this. So, having said that, any of you in either divine unions or twin flame relationships at this time, you are doing nothing wrong if you feel lulls in your relationship. These are set out moments that we need to allow for Gaia to adjust for your previous contribution to the energy. So let's say you're with your partner and you increase the, no questions yet, please. Just wait till finish speaking, and then we'll do a Q&A. Because if you put your questions there now, I most likely will not see them. So please wait. Thank you. So, so what is occurring uh, when the divine pairs are together, creating this incredible love energy, and the love energy actually transmutes the fear upon the planet that is created from the unawakened souls. For example, with this corona thing, there's a total huge amount of fear that was in the collective. And energy can only be transmuted, can only be transitioned. It has to go somewheres. It can never be destroyed. Energy just is and always is. But during this ascension, it is transitioned, the polarity changed to the higher aspects of positivity and love. So incrementally, and also to avoid a huge future shock, when you're in your divine intimacy and you put the love into the energetic atmosphere of Gaia, there is integration periods where that love you put out, the integration period could be, days, it could be weeks, and when it does its job. So when you're in a lull, that means you're just sitting out before you get into your intense lovemaking again, or your intimacy, because again, the energetic space, and for the divine job we are doing, it's done incrementally and it's governed. You just can't come together, boom, and create these huge booms yet. So it's done marginally because this is not about us. It's not about the twin flame pairs. It's about all of the souls upon the planet. And this is why that you may feel you're held back. Yes, you are divinely, because there is a huge divine plan and the dynamics of it are precise. And so you must have patience in your divine unions and in your twin flame relationships, because this is how it's done. It's not just about you. You are very important, and all of the energy that you transition to the love and the positive, it takes time to integrate that. So you will have highs and you will have lows. Now, the higher we go, what you'll be finding is that you'll be having more highs, because it's tied directly into the energetic values, the vibration of Gaia overall with the collective. So, very rapidly, they are awakening. So, then what's going to occur? You're going to have spurts again of intense intimacy. So this is more so just again for the twin flames, the ones that you know this. So having said that, again, patience is one of the virtues. It's one of the first things you were informed about in doing your inner work to get prepared for the twin flame relationships. And this is one reason why, we must wait. And being fully open with you, as I always am, I want to get it done as well. However, we must adhere to the planetary divine plan and the overall ascension. And having said that, it is going very well. It is going beyond any little expectations or anticipation that I could have had, or anyone else. So everything is divinely perfect with it. We're seeing the results of what the twin flame pairs are doing. It's affecting reality in very good ways. And again, it's tied to the ascension, and it's tied to the transitioning of humanity to evolve them out of the lower density consciousness and to put them in a place of civility, at least out of the savagery that was upon the planet and that we're breaking down. And most of that is in respect to the control of the money, and everyone given their power to a way to that in the past. However, this is not about the money. This is about the twin flames. So I will get back to that. So now, with the twin flames, I have written down some notes there, and yeah, I'm going to have a smoke. I'm still smoking. These are Cleopatra brand. They're a pretty natural, good brand, by the way, from Egypt. Cleopatra. She is beautiful as well. Actually, I have seen her. We're at Sayed's place, and I got a little room cordoned off here where I'm smoking with the windows open. But I have seen Cleopatra here uh, in this room in the past. So it's very interesting. She didn't say anything. She just walked in, and it was part of an energetic initiation of sorts, not for I, but she was in her. So, yeah, now the repositioning. Before I say the repositioning, I need to say that many more twin flame pairs are being positioned to be aligned as well. So right now, upon the surface, we do have, I don't have the full number, but we do have twin flame pairs are together. And to my knowledge, the 12 original twin flame pairs at this time are together, I guess about seven, and the other ones are ready to come together. And this is all ordained, the divine timing of when the rest of them come together and are geographically placed. So I just received there are seven of the original twin flame pairs are together at this time in a relationship upon the surface. And the remaining five original pairs are in stages of coming together at this time. And this will occur very rapidly. And I'm kind of feeling that by December, all of the 12 original twin flame pairs will be together upon the surface. And also, just so many of the subsequent twin flame pairs. And I believe I'm getting there's around 1,339 other twin flame pairs uh, that are also upon the surface. And what occurs with twin flame pairs, the number is not constant. And the reason why the number of twin flame pairs is not constant is because as we rise in vibration and each one does their inner work, each one of you with an activated light body or kundalini has a twin flame pair or has a twin flame partner, a counterpart, and they are out there. And as you, each one individually rises in vibration in conjunction with the overall vibration, then it sets up for other twin flame pairs. So this is why the number keeps increasing as we go forward. And there is really, in reality, there is no limit on the twin flame pairs. There may be a limit on this reality to how many it is. However, there is such a level that is reached with the amount of twin flame pairs that you no longer are part of this reality as well. So I don't wish for that to be too much more confusing. Just to say that the twin flame pairs are to infinity, um, for whatever dimension both you may reside into at any given time. And of course, the uh, we do not die. We are immortal to the sense that the soul never dies. We exist for all time, which we have. And when you say all time, really there is no time because we transcend it. We can go forward and we can go back once you have your full uh, divine free will aspect back within you. However, what's occurring upon the planet from the our soul contracts, we assured that we are locked in to do this huge planetary mission. And having said that, you can say we signed our full free will away, so that upon knowing more of the truth, that we would not leave or try to leave like I did and father put me back and said, "Hey, I insist you stay to watch the show." However, and it gets amazing at times, and it's very fun um, with these relationships, what you'll be entering into. And any of you that is watching this now, for the most part, you have a partner that is out there, and with that, just keep doing your inner work. You don't need to search for the partner. Um, you do the inner work, and then it happens. So don't stress that you're missing out on anything. What you need to do is just keep yourself ready and keep honing, fine tuning yourself, and then it makes it happen much quicker. It does have an effect on it, even though uh, the divine plan does have a uh, an endpoint, but it's the duration that can be shortened by one's being responsible to your divine self and being very prudent in your action and doing your inner work. And um, as a full team and a collective, we shorten the linear time duration by doing this. So there is from this now, and there is a divine endpoint that could be this long of linear time right now. But the more inner work that you do upon yourself and with your partners, and it shortens up this linear time. So the repositioning, yes, it's very important. Currently, Femke and I are still in Egypt. The news, the reason I got the other night is that there's a twin flame couple in India somewhere that needs to be repositioned. There's also a twin flame couple in Australia that needs to be repositioned to South America. So Fem and I are kind of waiting until that is divinely assured in what way. So there is something that will occur with that that will have that, let's say, forward movement so we can go forward. However, that is adjusted. Also, from when Femke and I leave Egypt here, also to take our place, there will be at least one twin flame pair will arrive here, and perhaps more as well. So this is all part of the divine plan to keep everything stable in the energy, because you've become so powerful, and like us, it has such a huge impact upon Gaia in reality everywhere we go now. So to limit the stress um, upon the physical Gaia herself and the energy. It's all divinely ordained where we need to, where we go. It's all synchronized and it's all organized to divine perfection. So the repositioning is occurring. With the repositioning, any of you, this is the time to not follow logic in your heads. Follow the heart, and the doorway opens. If you begin to follow logic, what it does, it begins to question what you're doing, and that is doubt. And in this, you cannot have any doubt. You have to trust the heart to go towards the love. Let nothing stop that. Nothing stops love. Even in your thoughts, you may say, "Oh, I can't drive there because I don't have enough money or whatever." Let none of that stand in the way. You need to trust and fully trust the love in your heart. And what you will see is that love will open divine um, measures and divine assistance beyond anything logical, because you are entering the divine love state, which is your full trust and your full guidance. And this is where miracles are created. And you will find, once you put your intent towards following your heart, if you're being repositioned geographically, that things will work out exactly. where you need to go and where you need to be. Now, having said this, let's say if you're in New Jersey and you feel you need to go to California, you're following your heart. So let's say you put your intent to go there and you get arrangements made, but then it's stopped all of a sudden. Don't think you did anything wrong. It's because there is the divine plan changes a little bit. So if you see it stopped, then you recognize that it's a divine mechanism. So you don't do anything wrong and you just wait for the opening. So I needed to say that as well. So how are we going? Can someone just put a comment there? How has this been? Someone who began watching it when I come on. Are we still rolling? Good. I'll look at the comments. Thank you. If someone can just drop a comment to make sure that I'm not glitching, that you are hearing it all. Thank you. I'm still waiting for a comment. Ah, there's one. Ah, thanks. Okay. Sonia. Okay, thank you all. Great. I'm so happy because I wanted to get this information out for a long time. So thank you. Thank you all. Great. Okay, we'll cut down on the comments a bit now, and that assists with the internet connection too. So what's presently occurring. So we are at a level. I know recently Femke and I, uh, with our divine creations, we were in a lull. So our divine work was done. That we're in a waiting period. Began before we began to proceed again, and that is given to us divinely. We don't schedule a date or a time. You just know, and when it works, you come together to do this. So um, now, what's occurring because we've achieved, such appreciative levels, very real levels, where what was written in the past, we have gone uh, beyond some of that. And as we go beyond that, like I like to use Todd and Morgan also as an example of the divine twin flame creators like Femke and I. Uh, Once we began the way that it works when we experience the new things in this reality, then we add that knowledge to what was written before. So we're actually writing more of the divine knowledge on the twin flame and the heroes, gamos, the sacred sex, and all of this. So we are actually we go through the experience, then this documents the written word or the live, like I'm doing and many others, to put the information out. Then it gets integrated as a template for the rest to follow later. So, having said this, not all of us, you, are given what is going to happen. There is a general good sense that we know everything is miraculous and beyond the human consciousness or conception or perception, I guess I should put it. So we have entered the divine, miraculous, magical realms, and it's very real, and we can attest to that. And Femka, if she was there, she can. Morgan, Todd, others that are into this, that it is very real. So, where was I at? Um, yeah, so the troughs, just looking at some notes here. Now, during these periods, for instance, with Femke and I, the inner work for the most part has been done by both of us, and what we are finding is that there are little things that will come up, that we get that we will identify. They're not ours. And what we need to do, though, they are ours temporarily because we are the ones to transmute and to find uh, the most effective beneficial remedy in this now. So by us acting out the roles with these, we consciously integrate that into the collective and into Gaia, the solutions to, let's say, what are obstacles in early parts of divine relationships. So we are the teachers in that respect, that we actually are not directly teaching, we are integrating it into the overall Christ collective consciousness or the overall consciousness of the planet. So we are writing the book, but we are organizing the template even within the human consciousness so that they will more apt, if they're in a relationship, something comes up, instead of acting in the old paradigm ways, their consciousness will poof, will will tick, if you will, and it will give them the higher way of acting as well. So everything you do with the twin flames in your relationships, what they do is it is for the collective as well. That's why us twin flames are here. As I mentioned before, we're not here for ourselves. We're here for this entire planetary ascension, which involves the original twin flame pairs, many twin flame pairs, all of what you may call ascended masters, the galactics, the presence upon the surface of the planet within every soul. You can even say that every human soul that is upon the surface, which is only about 5.38 billion, they all are an ascended being of some sort. And we all are, because we exist for all time. And out of this, you have, the masters, but each one is a master to the degree that they have existed for all time. They know that, but just in the human experience, there are different levels to the consciousness. But many, as we know, they are, and they have to, with humanity, transcend at least some of these levels of consciousness to get up to the 5D state of being. That is the lowest echelon um, of the increments of the fifth dimension, where it is our mission to take humanity there. And the lowest echelon of the 5D state of being is the freedom, the liberation of humanity and the soul all in one upon the surface. And it's taken them away from, again, the ridiculous enslavement that was placed upon them with money and that control. So we take them to the 5D. After that, it's written in each one's soul contract what you do if you remain upon the surface in this reality as a higher being, even above anything known yet. Or what have you, or if you leave for a little bit and come back. But you need to also look at this like the Christ, after he ascended 40 days later, he was seen back. Because in actuality, there is no time for us. So, meaning that we may get on a ship, go for 20 years, we can come right back to, let's say, the same moment that we left. So, it gets very cool, but that is further ahead for us. I'll get a little bit back here on what I was saying. So yeah, clearing for the collective. Yeah, and the quickest way when we're clearing also for the collective, let's say if you're feeling like a yucky day, like Femini, we have seen this, because it's also a gauge of what is happening with the masses. So when you feel like a little low density and or lower density or massive, you know, between you're with your partner, those of you that are with your partner, how you transmute this very quickly is just going into your love state, and very quickly you raise your vibration, you raise where you're at, you create a bubble that is like, let's say, the seventh dimension. And what this does, it rapidly transmutes that negativity you have taken in that density. So this is your tool. Your love is the most powerful tool you have. And it does not take long. It only takes a few minutes. If you're feeling very yucky, you go with your partner, uh, you activate the heart chakra together, and the rest of your Merkaba, your your Kundalini activated, and then you transmute very rapidly. So you don't need to stay into long periods of density. You you are very powerful, and you have the tools to come out of that state almost instantly. So I need to say that, and I need to say for any of you to begin to practice uh, that as well, because this is you need to know the abilities of your love. You need to see how effective it is. You need to witness the effects of your transmutation process from taking low density energy and transmuting it to the highest, purest love. You need to witness that for yourself to confirm it to the human aspect of your brain that it is so, because each one of you still has remnants of doubt that may not be your own, but during the process of keeping us in this lower dimension, we need to be the conduit for negative emotions and negative energy at times, because it acts as the grounding agent. Without us being empathic and being the conduit for these negative energies, the way that physics work, and especially metaphysics, it dictates that you cannot reside in this lower reality. But it's this lower reality, this lower dimension, where we need to do the divine work, and it's where we're doing it. And it's divinely assured through the empathic ability that if you began to get a little bit high and start to float away, that boom, you got some negativity in there again. So it acts as a grounding agent, but you're also transmuting. So you're multitasking divinely with your abilities. But again, um, it is so important as on your cues that you divinely get to go into your intimacy and analyze it as well as you're doing it. You know, get comfortable in the new love, the new feelings, all of the magical sensations with it, all of the energy, and and then begin to analyze and test and do different things with it for the highest good of all, of course, and watch the effects of your love, and receive your confirmations. And it's so important at this time because we are in the time of the great revealing. So at this time, it is best to purvey everything outward to the rest of the divine collective, and of course, just publicly put it out there. We are in times where nothing needs to be protected, nothing needs to be concealed any longer and put away. We are past the point where you ever need to protect yourself anymore. or where divinity needs to protect the truth from the planet for the most part. So put it, share with the others, what you wish, and if it's divinely governed, you're not supposed to put something out. It won't get out there, or ones that are not supposed to see it will not see it. So it's always divinely governed that you do no wrong as well. So you follow your heart, and you are watched over by your higher self and by many other guides as well. So you never do any wrong. So what you wish to do is alleviate all stress with that, and no apprehension whatsoever, and no guessing if you're doing the right thing or not. What I'm telling you is that, and sharing with you, is that you are always doing the correct thing. So don't second guess yourself at all, because that is doubt and that lowers the vibration. So you need to have no doubt, no negativity. You need to have full trust. This opens doorways, it opens the windows. It is the key, along with love. Unity, trust, and love are very essential for owning your divine authority, and of course, not giving your consent away unless divinely instructed to do so. And I needed to say that because there are times um, for divinity, for a divine one, to get into certain areas, and it's all part of a game when you need to do that. So there may be times that you partially need to give your consent away to allow for something to happen, but boom, on the other side of it, then you see why it occurred. So now, because also, divinity, we bait the lower consciousness darkness. Uh, I don't wish to be condescending. However, this is the truth of the matter. See, because the darkness in the cabal, or let's just say the darkness overall, if they were to master um, the things and go to the state of love, they would have ascended. So, what I'm saying is that uh, they had the choice to do that, but many of them didn't want to do it. So this is also why they cannot ascend, because of that, and also some other reasons that happened in the very high divine realms. They've been given the opportunities many times on linear times for the last 127 years in the linear time. They have been given chances, but that had all come to an end. The last major negotiation process with the remnants of some of the darkness was in 2015, and there were very few that chose to redeem themselves through the light process. But that, again, that's another matter. Um, so transmute by the love. That is your quickest way. Um, so now I wish to say, create through your the sacred sex, the sacred marriage, the heroes, gamos. You create through that. So when you're in your intimacy, it is best before, once you get familiar with how it works, and your energy and the kundalini's intertwining with your partner. Once you become familiar with that, then you can put in your intent, both of you, of your creation or your complement in addition to the future timelines or to reality. For example, if you wish to see, let's say you're in a city and you wish to see all of the children happy and safe. Well, both of you have that intent before you go into your intimacy, into your creator energy, and you just know what you're going to do. And during the course of your intimacy and your expulsion of the creator energy, then it carries that command with it to make it so. And this is for the higher creators that are allowed to have this impact upon realities. But it is simple, and most of you um, know this, and if not, you will come to know it. And also, this is how you can get the confirmations that you are actually, that this is actually real, and that yes, you're having that much of a impact on reality. And that's when it's fun, too, when you get it's fun, and it's so gratifying to get your feedback through the confirmations of your work actually being done divinely. And that is, one of the great rewards with this, and to know that you are assisting all of humanity, and that you are just very important at this time. And, we've been taught not to be, let's say, let a bad ego stop us. You cannot have an ego stop you from sharing things. As you can see, if I was so humble not to share the truth, it never gets out there. So never leave um, a bad ego restrict you. You need a good ego because it's your identity, and it is your purveyance that you purvey through that. So it is your divine authority as well. If you never stand up as a divine authoritative figure upon the planet because of what someone may think is ego, well, then nothing ever changes. So you need to know that. You need to rise above the bad ego, the humility, anything that restricts you or keeps you lesser than the I am presence or the God presence. Anything that keeps you from that needs to go. We need to speak, all of us, and we need to be that the example as well. And it is divinely assured that we are the peers and the examples to do that, because amongst us are the new leaders of the 5D reality for humanity. And again, the ascension is imminent, it's omnipotent, nothing stops what's occurring. And we're all part of it. We're working as a huge divine team in this reality, in this dimension here, to assure that the entire human experience is evolved to a higher consciousness state, and any of the nefarious forces like the darkness that was against that and actually interfered and broke divine law because they interfered on the soul level. Well, we're raising up above that, and that darkness is left behind through a separation process. Now, physical bodies changing, you become younger. I notice Fem and I can both attest to uh, physical changes within our bodies. Occurring as a result of the increased love that we make together, and it does. And let me say that reversing the aging process, yes, and I have witnessed it before in others, and also in myself when Father told me in the past, a couple times, look in the mirror on certain high vibratory times, or when you're in the love state. Yes, it is real, it is true. But not only the aging, we also see at times golden sparkles around us, um, and silver sparkles, and also the skin illuminates with the light around the faces mostly, and over, the body and other parts. So you could be in a darkened room, and let's say you'd see like this area of my face began to glow a yellow light. So these are the light body cells of the organic vessel um, when they become activated, but it's also showing us part of the process to how much these physical vessels have advanced, like how much of the cellular makeup of the organic vessel has matured to light body cells as well. So many changes within that. It's very real. Femka and I both can attest to this, as many more of you can. And we need to get this, let's say, divine testimony out there because we have many other twin flame pairs coming together. They need to know what's going on, they need to know the information. And not only for the twin flames, the whole new relationships with the human experience are transitioning to higher degrees. So not only is this information just uh, for the divine relationships, it will hold true through the human experience with all future relationships upon the surface, and it has to. So it's important for all. Um, So the guides, yes, you're never alone in your bedroom. You have your guides. You just relax and you surrendered, and you will be tutored and instructed through what to do. And one of the easiest ways that the Elohim or yourself is through the consciousness. You follow what you feel to do uh, in your practices, and you follow this, but also some of you will receive conscious messages. Some others, you will see perhaps some different beings appear, either visually or in your mind's eye. These are all very real. There are just so many things going on that to assist also with the physical vessels. There are what you could call like a galactic surgeon, if you will. They do come in and assist with transitioning and tweaking things up. So this is a huge divine operation as well, without complicating it too much. So uh, you're instructed. So what I'm saying is that when the two of you are alone or whatever in the bedroom, that your divine guides are there to instruct and assist you in going forward. So you just relax to that. You know that that is there, and you follow the instructions, what you're given, or follow your feelings with things. Don't restrict anything with your love making unless you're told to stop. So that is important. So you can look at it many different ways. You can say that both of you are laying in intimacy and you receive information. You can say you're receiving it from your higher self, because that is also true, but you're also receiving it from your guides, which are all part of you, and we're all part of everyone. So it's each in the same what's going on. But the main thing is to know that you have guides. You're not alone in this, no matter who they may be, and it's all divine with that. Um, Now, one of the things is so bit by bit, with these the twin flame relationships, as you enter the sacred sex, and I know they have other terminology for this. I tend to try to keep things simple so that a general audience, let's say, instead of using big terms and big words, that I try to keep it uh, as easily understood by explaining things a little bit different. But having said that, so everything with your relationship will evolve um, incrementally, and everything is divinely timed. So with these sacred twin flame relationships, the physical sex is not yet a part of that. You may have some of it, but it's not the energetic part because uh, with all, everyone is being integrated to know to use your energetic sex first because this is the important creation thing. So the physical sex aspect, it is built and integrated into the energetic sex. So this stuff comes later with that. We are just not at these levels yet. There may be variation where partners are at, but it does come. But there are variations in the level, and it's divinely assured that you get all of your energetics within each and combined and merged, that you get everything divinely tweaked up with that. And that is the most important thing because this is, you're creating from an energy, and it's not the sexual acts is important, but they're not important to this level. Things will change as we go forward, and you will see why with this. Um, so eyes change color. That is normal. You may wish with your partner, if your lights are on, you will see the eyes change color as well. I just wish to mention that because it's an energetic and dimensional side effect, which is cool. We love seeing these cool new things, but having the experiences, that this is real and that there's many things. And of course, gold, silver sparkles, as I mentioned before, and beings appearing, and femini both together has seen them. Sometimes fem will see different ones or different things that I don't yet, and vice versa. That's perfectly normal. We all can see the same things when we're at that one merged level, which comes here in divine timing and in conjunction with the overall planetary ascension and divine plan. So that is cool. Um, yeah. And yeah, Morgan says old sexual programs are not able to be part of sacred sexuality. Absolutely. With this, it's not the way that your old sexual relationships was. Not at all. This is very serious divine relationships, and it's a little bit with that, Morgan. I don't tend to get in too deep into that right at this point, but this is coming up. And perhaps, you and Todd have been sharing the importance of that because I know you do a lot of amazing work as well. And it's just that, we are all, with my divine work I do, I'm just totally inundated all the time, multitasking. But yeah, this is nothing like um, your old sexual relationships. Um, and having said that, Morgan, it was comical that night when Femke and I was doing the interview with Todd when it kept fluctuating. What we had done is we had set some little candles because we were up on the roof and trying to get light. We had set some little candles on the computer. And what occurred is that the wax had come out or something, started heating up the computer. That's why the computer was going wonky. And it was so comical. Fem said, "How can we be so stupid?" And I'm laughing, because I'm saying, "Yeah, we should have known." However, with this is so important to say, it was divinely assured for whatever reasons that this occurred. So and it's funny moments like this, but we never make any mistakes with it. So it was funny, and I just wanted to say that because we did watch the first time I believe ever I watched one of my interviews or our interviews back, but I wanted to watch it because I knew we were, so glitchy with it, and it devalues the information when it's that glitchy, what we're getting out. So I did watch that. Um, So, pretty much, that is it. Can you just give me a moment? I need to use the washroom, and I'll come back and start taking some questions if you wish. So, just give me a few moments. So, Cheryl Ann is the second last comment on there, so I'll take comments below Cheryl. Thank you. Okay, everyone, I'm back from behind the curtain. I'll have a look and see if we have a couple messages here and or a couple questions. See if I can scroll up. Okay, there we go. Uh, okay, I'm scrolling down. Anyone have any questions? And by the way, I'll be doing most likely be doing just a general update live shortly on other areas of the Ascension. So I see like where one Neves Perez is saying they're separated from their twin. Yes, some are also, and this is a great important thing because currently this is occurring as well. Um, that certain ones may be separated divinely, intentionally from your twin at this time because you need to know that we are all the dynamics of what we are, it's all being divinely coordinated. And as we adjust through time, then the twin flame pairs are also repositioned and adjusted accordingly. So there may be a separation period, and then boom, it might be right back together as well. The main thing with this is draw no conclusions that you're separated from your twin for a longevity or for any amount of time. Know that everything is divinely governed here. What is happening? Know you're in times of miracles that you might think everything is lost with what was your twin, and you may find it completely the opposite. The thing is to keep trust and keep in your own trust and know that there's a huge divine plan occurring and uh, that it does come to you being the most joyous. Now, having said this as well, there are different levels, different stages of the twin flame relationship, meaning that you may have many catalysts. You may have, uh, you may have let's say, experienced a heart chakra opening with one, and you had thought that that was your twin flame, your true one, then you may find after that that you've had subsequent others that acted similar. You, what what some of you have done from the soul level is also you have had several catalysts for different levels of your development as well. But then also the higher truth, what I need to say when we're out of here, in reality, because we are all one on the highest levels, then you may wish to say we are similar uh, to all that when we are compatible with everyone, that all of us are twin flames on the higher levels. That is high up what I am saying. So I will just scroll and see what else we have here for any more questions. So Svetlana says, what if things have gone bad between twin flames? Well, in reality, nothing ever goes bad between real twin flames. If something goes bad, it's because something needs to be reconciled. However, also it could be that if something goes bad, it could also mean that it's not the real twin flame. And it's important for one to recognize what could be a divine mechanism if something goes bad. You may need to go forward because this may not have been your correct partner. And one way to assure and to limit confusion with that is always remain in the state of love in the higher positive thinking and consciousness. Never think that you do anything wrong or these sort of things. So you fine tune your consciousness and your feelings and your trust and go forward knowing that, sometimes ones have several twin flame catalysts. So the main thing to cut through that assurance is just keep doing your inner work, uh, blast yourself to the highest so that in any relationship you are giving your highest divine values to it. Then what that does, uh, it excludes anything that's lesser than you entering that is drastically lesser, then they cannot enter your field and it cuts down on the confusion. If you're looking at betrayal, none of that should be part of your divinity. It is in reality, no one is betrayed. So that Svetlana, yeah, and we had spoke a little bit before on this. It's best to look at that, take the value and the lessons from what occurred, and move above that. Do not let it be an anchor upon your development. If you keep thinking that and keep that in your reality, it keeps you down here. because you keep creating that reality down here. To move upon it, you need to look at it a different way, accept it, know that you really always do your best so you can rise. You don't want to keep yourself in that loop by lower consciousness thoughts. Um, so, in your own uh, divine timing, but with the divine guidance, it's important that you don't let that be an anchor and move beyond it. Thank you. Jerry Hurley, great. He says, thank you, Rick. After 5 years of sporadic communication, my TF wants to see me. Woo! Much love to you too, and I'm so happy to see that. Also, I can share we're seeing others, Femini and myself, twin flame pairs and twin flame halves being repositioned to come together. This is the time, everyone, and it is occurring. And as I said at the beginning, we are in the most blissful, unprecedented, auspicious times. Peter Mueller asks, can you see twin flames in the birth chart? Some you can and some you don't. And the reason why the question is both is because it depends on the perspective of the individual. It depends upon that aspect of the collective thought and consciousness. So it can vary. If you're looking at astrology, for some it applies, for some others it may not, but everything is correct per to the individual. So if you are seeing two twin flames in what you're calling as a birth chart, if you're seeing that, if that resonates, you go with that because that means it's for you. See, with all of divinity and all of this ascension, really there is no wrong teacher. If this teacher is saying one thing and this teacher is saying something totally opposite, they're both correct. It's because they're purveying to an audience with that aspect of consciousness at that time. So it's many, uh, sometimes I see childish spats between, let's say, some teachers or whatever, not knowing that, and I see some clashing. But again, it's when they may have remnants of ego with it, or also for divine reasons it occurs too. But so everyone needs to know that this is about unity, not separation with different ideas. All the consciousness has to converge to one point eventually. And the quicker everyone unites under the common knowledge, the quicker we get this done as well. And anything that you know separates is it's contradictory to this ascension and what we are. There is dark manipulation and infiltration from the remnants of the darkness, but all of you have been given your discernment features that are in proportion to your level of consciousness. So it's always assured you are getting the correct things. And when you are transcending out of the control of the darkness, like at this level, then it becomes very easy to see what is actually darkness that is trying to manipulate you, or what is actually just a divine one that is going through their egotistical state of releasing the bad ego. So again, you have your discernment feature, the resonation feature of your heart, but also the consciousness. But it can also your discernment feature keeps changing as well, because truths change the higher you go up as well. So it's important to know that truths also are not constant, because truth pertains to a certain level of perspective and of consciousness. And a prime example of that, if you look at governments today that keep trying to tell people, oh, we don't have money, we need taxes. Like, that is lower consciousness when all of us know you just have an unlimited monetary system where there is no misery or no lack. That is common sense to us. It's a higher consciousness. However, the ones in the governments have a lower consciousness perspective, and even perhaps the dark agenda, the remnants of that. But you can see where what I'm saying is that we know the higher truth, which is the truth. It's very real for us. However, the ones that were in governments, like, that is their truth to think, oh my God, where are we going to get this money to pay all of these ones that are sick from this COVID? Our country's going bankrupt, and where are we going to find the money to give all these ones the payments? Well, it's it's ridiculous, but some of them believe that, and again, it depends on the level of consciousness and the perspective, and also that's why their truth is something that was dangerous to humanity. That's why their truth with the governments and restriction on money is going. It no longer serves. It's lower density thought, it's lower density consciousness, and it does not survive going forward. And very rapidly it's getting eradicated from the timeline as per the Ascension, which it is supposed to. Sharon Beal, how do we know if we have a twin flame? I want one so deeply that I can't tell if it's my wishful thinking or if I don't have one. Well, where you want one so deeply, as you said, what I kind of feel that you do have one, uh, and I know what you mean. I'm laughing because you say, I'm laughing with you. You say I want one so deeply. That was my I've felt that as well, because once you know that capable love, yes, you want to be with that special one, and it's there within your soul, but it's your soul knowing as well. So Sharon, what I have to say, yes, you do have one, but I also answered that earlier, saying that most that are watching this, that you have, let's say, within reach a twin flame at least at this time. And if you don't at this time, by watching this, you will get more information, and you're getting this divine information, which is seeding you for the future. So I wish to say that. Thank you. Gene Mooner is asking, does the placement of North Node gives you the sign of your twin? Gene, I have to say I am not familiar with North Node. I do not exactly know what you are asking with that. So with that, let me just see. Yes, so the divine answer to that question about the North Node for you, Gene, is yes. And it's because your question is attuned to your conscious soul growth, and it's giving you what resonates. So, with that, it is for you. The answer is yes, whatever it means. I do not fully know that, but the answer is yes. Yeah, okay, so you're getting into astrology, and for the most part, all of you with astrology, uh, in my divine tutoring, I've only generally been instructed with that. And what I need to say is that the old astrology prior to 2012, if it was not, what's the word? Uh, the astrology prior to 2012, if it did not compensate for the new space that occurred in November of 2012, and if it's still reliant on past constellations and alignments from prior to 2012, then it will no longer serve as a very good indicator of things going forward, because actual space uh, in constellations for those awakened have changed. For those awakened to the higher consciousness, constellations are not where they were at in the past as well. So if that's not compensated for, the reliance upon any pre 2012 astrology may not be as accurate. So I would check with that. So I'm just scrolling down, looking at Mary Walton Robinson. Can you address the twin in the etheric? Uh, so what you're looking at in the etheric, the definition of etheric, we wish to look at. But in this sense, let's just say that if your question is with the definition of the etheric in the astral, then the answer to that question is different than the twin that is in the physical but has the etherical intact. So that would depend. Nevertheless, I believe what you are asking is there are some that feel uh, they are here on the surface of the planet in physical, but they feel that their twin flame is in the astral, that it's not, that he or she is not upon the surface. What this actually is I suggest again, do not restrict yourself by thinking that. Um, because one of the reasons is you're feeling they may be in the astral, but they may be just at this higher level of consciousness that once you reach it, boom, you find out that they're right here. It will just feel to you that they're in the astral because they're actually in um, a higher timeline, and when you adjust to that timeline, you may very well find that no, they're actually upon the surface. So that's the way I would like to address that for now. And to my divine knowledge, um, no, everyone upon the surface has a flame of sort incarnated as well. That for the most part, I know some feel that and say that their flame is in another dimension as well. You know, that is correct for them. However, what I am saying is that they're actually not that far away, and that there can be pleasant surprises with this. So Keith Hill asks a question. He says, Brother Rick, can you share any thoughts on possible divine unions where one of the individuals may not resonate or understand these concepts while the other does? How to move forward with the person that isn't so open to these higher union concepts. However, they are highly evolved, kind, compassionate, and have done much self work in healing. just not in this specific union space. Well, as I mentioned before, there are many levels of the divine flames in the relationship. So there are also what you should be feeling is that there should not be such a gap between any divine couples at this time. And if there is a considerable gap, and if you do not feel the physical energies in your Kundalini, in your Merkaba, perhaps it's time just to move forward. That it may not be your twin flame, it may be a catalyst. We are in times of great alignment. So one thing that does not lie is energy. So if that's there, then at least they may be a catalyst, and you can be with that for a bit. However, in these times, it should not be gaps and separation in the unions. What it should be is the coming together more on that level field, and the reconciliation between the energies and in the relationships that come together to make the union. So it should not be anything separating. It should actually be things coming together. And if it's not, then I would look at, very simply, is what I think my twin flame. Uh, do I feel the energy from them? Are they feeling the energy? As an empath, you need to be very careful with this because you may think you're feeling energy from another, but you being an empath may be feeling their energetic emotions, but you may not be feeling a Kundalini energy. So you need to discern through that. And the best way is being open with your partner and speaking. What are you feeling? Where are you feeling the energy at? And these things assist in helping you discern if they're an actual compatible divine partner at this time in the least. Uh, I thank you for all the questions. I'm seeing many. However, this is getting a little bit lengthy, so I do need to cut this off, and I do wish to. Uh, so I'll just answer a couple more questions, then I must go. We have other things that we must do here. So thank you. Uh, Mary Natalie Carr says, "Hi Rick, how do you know when you meet your twin flame?" Well, I think the old question to that is that you know it. At least you know it's a catalyst, and you must follow this. And like Fem says, once you feel it, no matter what, if they're your twin flame or not, you must follow that because that puts you through the stages much quicker. Don't resist love or what you're feeling, no matter if you go into it and you find they were not. At some level, you need to go into these things to get through uh, what you may need. So if you don't, out of fear, and you keep restricting it, you keep prolonging yourself as well. So thank you for that. I'll just take another question or so, and then I'll be going. Thank you. I'll just scroll down here. Sharon asking, do the true divine twins share energy? Meaning, if one is financially successful, the other might be extremely poor. This can happen, these scenarios, but I will say, part of one's when one's a twin flame, part of their inner work and their growth is to not be attached to material things, because material things become energetic distractions. And with the higher uh, divine unions, you cannot have um, energetic attachments like material things. So what you'll find is that for the most part, for the original twins, uh, that they have no material things or just the basics or very limited. For example, all I have to my name and material things is a little bit of clothes. I carry it all in one bag. All that Femka has now, she carries it in a knapsack and one little bag as well. This is all that we own, and it's important that you don't have so many material things because they are energetic attachments. So but what I wish to say also is that there may be exceptions to the rule, but I find it very rare because of what it implicates if one has a lot of distractions by being very wealthy or what have you. But now I also need to say that in these times with this ascension, that there are uh, wealthy ones, very few, but they are there as well because they are placed divinely for other divine purposes. So it can very well be. But what I'm saying, for the majority of the times, you do not see this. But what we wish to do, you also wish to keep open to every possibility and experience. So, with that, I do not wish to exclude saying uh, no directly because everything is always possible. And we need to keep the most open mind and open heart going forward and enjoy and accept all of the experiences, even though they may be outside of the norm. Everything does have a divine purpose. Nicole, hi Nicole from Montreal area or Quebec. Yeah. You say, can you explain why I'm losing time? The time thing is that in reality, most of you now have attained a level of your multidimensional abilities that time is not constant. So you'll lose time, you'll gain time. Some of you can at this point even go into other dimensional timelines where you could, let's say, your street you used to walk on, there used to be two stores. You could walk on it for one walk tonight, and there not be any stores there, that there are houses there. Then you could go on it the following day, and the stores would be back. So these are multi-dimensional things, and I know many of you have experienced them. I have. We know it's true, and and so this is what occurs. So there's fluctuations with it, and yeah, you do lose and gain time. Okay, I'm just going to look at another one or so, and I must go for now. Gary Mooney asks, says, Rick, what can you tell me about the 777 grid? Well, Gary, that is a new thing to I as well. As we go forward, I'm seeing perhaps it's an old concept, but I'm seeing many new ones. So, having said that, I am not familiar with, at this time at least, everything that is out there. Uh, so, with the 777 grid, whatever that may be, uh, I, from this essence, cannot answer that or share anything about it, perhaps at this time. However, what I will say, I'm intrigued about it, Gary, and if you have information, you can drop me a private message, and perhaps I need to become more informed about it for in the future. So I don't. I recognize this as maybe that's why you have brought this up. So I do not trash anything unless I know to trash it. So thank you for that. One more question. And Gary Mooney says, Rick, can you get to completion? We always get to completion, and there's always many levels of it. So, yes, the answer is yes. And Larry, or no, hold it. Linda asks, says, are you referring to intimacy as sex? No, no, no. See, this is very important. There is sacred sex, and that is something that involves all of the love and the physical act as well that comes later on. And no, when I speak of intimacy, it's the most part of being in the love with it, and the sacred sex is important. And the sacred sex is important for everyone, and it does come in at a higher level. And for the main reasons you would not have masculine and feminine genitals, you would not be having sensations in those areas, you would not have a root chakra if this was not important in creation. So, and it's not an evolving out of it where this stuff is still active. It means it still plays an important divine role in this. Now, I know there are some other, what they would call higher teachings, uh, which will be transitioned as more of the truth comes out. Because also in the past, with the twin flames, uh, to protect it, some of the written knowledge and truths were distorted and manipulated as well. However, as I mentioned before, in this now, as the twin flames go uh, through the experience, they will discover um, what was manipulated. Then the divine truth of all will also get out. And I need to say it that way. There is more to come on it, and there are things that I am not saying at this time, but it is yet to come, and it will be confirmed through experience, not just by I and Femke, by many others, and you are to purvey this outward as it comes. Thank you. Hey, Suzette. and hey, Mayhu. Good to see you. Okay, everyone, I must let you go, and woohoo! I think I got through a good live, first one in many times. So I guess we had pretty good energy, and it was meant to be. So I love you all. Many winks and kisses, and thank you all, and hope this assists many of you. I don't need to hope because I trust, so I know that it assists any that needs to be assisted. Because again, divinity, everything we do is perfect. And so thank you all, and I'm so grateful for all of us and the amazing job we are doing. And the twin flame pairs, couples, divine unions, are so important because they are, um, when they combine their energy together and make the love, the the whole is bigger than just the two. Two have immense love. They come together, but what they create is many multiples more than two, exponentially. So it is so important, and it is quite a divine um, experience to be part of that, and I know I'm just so very grateful and for the great love I have in my heart. It's so good when you're able to express that outward freely, and it's so beautiful the divine relationships in that way where you can just surrender to the relationship, and everything just flows and be yourself fully. But your partner is also the same as you. You're compatible, and yeah, it's the most perfect relationship to have. So many great things coming for us all. There's great things there now, but it gets better and better. So I love you all. Thank you, love and light, and have an amazing time. And I'll speak to you all soon. Thank you. Bye now.